Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Crystal here. I'm doing a voiceover today because I was recording while my family was watching television. I'm using my mini horizontal. This is an 18-month planner. I've taken out the previous months and it's a mini. So I am navigating in a mini again and in a different layout that I'm used to. I'm going to cover the spine with this washi. It is from the Archer and Olive Simply Gilded collab. It doesn't cover it entirely, like color-wise. I'm able to see the leopard print through it still, but it helped kind of dim some of those colors a bit. And so I'm just laying it down over the top, pressing lightly and not pulling tightly because I don't want my papers to curl having the washi on there. I get both sides down here, and then I'm going to trim it up and use my hole punch to punch through the disc cutouts. I use the crocodile punch. I got this on Amazon. This tool is super handy. I know a lot of people use it just for punching their holes in their planners so that they don't have to use the big punch. If you're only punching one hole, it is a lot easier, or a few holes, versus using the big punches. In this case, I just grabbed it because it was handy. I know the crocodile is used also for punching, like when you laminate or make your own covers, because the Happy Planner punch will not punch through 10 mil lamb. So this crocodile works great for that. That's my understanding. I've not tested that theory myself. I got that information from another planner on a video, and I would love to give credit, but I've heard it on several videos. All that to say that it is not my idea. It's not something that I came up with myself. I probably am not going to fast forward through this. So let me know in the comments how many of you have planned in a mini planner. I've done a mini vertical planner before, but mini horizontal is new to me. I'm using this planner as my kind of like just a little mini journal for the day to kind of keep track of like what I'm feeling and stuff, so that when I go to journal later in my Archer and Olive bullet journal, I'll have the information written down somewhere about how I was feeling, because I don't always take the time in the evenings to really get in my big journals and actually write out my emotions. So I just take like little notes to help me remember, so that when I do plan in my bullet journal, I'm able to remember what was happening that day, and it kind of sparks the emotions that I was feeling, so I'm able to document them. So here I'm just clipping up that extra washi off the edges. Very tidy, tedious work. I know I need to clean these scissors too. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I have yet to clean them, and I've had them for going on a year now. I've been planning in the decorative planning community now for a year. For those of you who might be new to my channel, I've always been a planner and a list maker and kept a schedule. Very type A personality, but I fell into the world of happy planning in December of 2020 when I was laid up with COVID. And I tell you what, I just went hog wild. I found Planning with Bumble, watched all of her videos because I couldn't do anything else with my time. COVID had me knocked out, wiped out. And I just fell in love with the creativity. And since I spend all my time planning and keeping track of all the things and managing our household, I found that this was a therapeutic, fun, enjoyable, joyful way for me to just embrace my creativity while I'm already doing something that I do for my family anyways. So it's definitely made the task seem less like a task and more like a hobby. Okay, we're fixing to get moving into laying out some of these stickers, and I was debating how I was going to have room for these large stickers when the week that I've already started documenting in, I have filled that horizontal space for each day. So I started digging through my stash of mini-sized inserts, and determined that I might have some pages that would work for me to like pop in an extra page that I could extend each of those days. So I'd have additional writing space and space to decorate. So I pulled out the new layout for the mini dashboard, thinking that maybe I had stuck some grid or dot grid paper in the back of it and realized that it was in the planner that I actually journal in. So I went in, yeah, there's my heart. I went in and I found it, and this is what I want to use. So I went ahead and pulled out one of these pages, and I'm just going to put it in between these two and decorate it up. I end up drawing some lines over to kind of help section out that page so that when I'm journaling, I can just journal straight across and keep writing. And that way I give myself more room, and I have more room to decorate. So here you see me reaching across the camera. I'm just digging through my little drawer to see if I've got a ruler or a sharp edge to be able to draw those lines. And I remember that I have this Archer and Olive wooden ruler that came in one of my subscription boxes. It was the fall subscription box. It's a beautiful wooden ruler. I have several videos of the subscription boxes I've received from Archer and Olive, and they are journaling supplies, great quality products, and fairly priced for all of the things that come in the boxes. They are fairly priced. So then I'm just going to section this out. See me drawing my lines, looking for my pins, trying to find the right size because I didn't want a thick line. So I opted not to use the, I can't remember the name of those pins. I opted not to use those and to go with my Muji pen instead. It's the first time I've actually used that ruler. And I keep all the boxes from the Archer and Olive stuff too to put in my photos. My husband gives me a really hard time sometimes. He's very supportive, but he also teases me about my collection of boxes just for pretties because I like to use them as photo props. I feel like one of the great things about being a content creator is that I get to do so many different things, from marketing, that's, the photo taking and the sharing on all of the social media platforms. But then I also have learned a lot of video filming tools and editing tools, and I'm still learning. There is so much to learn. Just about got it done. So the stickers that I'm using in this spread are going to be Cute Cut Craft. There's some winter gnomes, some sassy quotes, like adultish sassy quotes. I sure don't care, chaos coordinator, things like that. And these are like Christmas themed gnomes. So I decided that I didn't want the Christmas ones, but there are a couple on there, the ones with the long hair facing inward. And they don't have Christmas decor. They just have the brown hats with red dots on them. And then I have this washi tape that is actually washi stickers. They're bullet point stickers. This came in my Advent box, one of my Advent boxes from Cute Cut Craft, a shop that I was PRing for until the end of 2022. I love her shop. I love all her goodies. The Advent boxes were amazing. I did not get them in time to be able to film videos and share all the goodies because I live in the States and she is from Canada. So my package came a little later than I had anticipated. So I did not film all the goodies, but you'll see me using them throughout the year. And Planning with Bumble, I am one of our patrons, and one of our challenges, we do a monthly challenge. This month it is, how do you use your bullet points? And so I thought, I'm going to sprinkle these around like confetti just to give the pages a little bit of color and add some decoration. So I just started popping down some of the different tones of brown because I thought that would complement my little gnomes, my little Christmas gnomes, my Christmas, non-Christmas gnomes. So I'm just putting them down here, and I'm going to trim the ones that are hanging off the edges, and I'm going to spread it over all of the pages that I have here. So it's a total of 4 pages. I've got one on the left, one on the right, and then the one in the center is double-sided. I don't often do voiceovers, but I really wanted to film this evening and get some videos created. And my family was watching television. And when more than one person watches, they usually have the volume up a little ways. And my craft room is now downstairs, adjacent to our family TV room. So you could hear all of the sounds from Blood. Let's see, Blood and Treasure, I think is what it's called. That's the show that we're watching right now. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and record, and I'll just do a voiceover. So you guys won't get voiceovers from me very often. I prefer to just talk as I'm planning. Watching the video and recording later my voice onto it is always a little awkward for me. So thanks for bearing with me. I feel like I took a lot of time making this spread too, for it being so small. You'd think that a little mini spread would go pretty quickly, but I'm really getting back into just being super creative with my spreads and enjoying the process and not rushing myself, because it brings me so much more joy when I'm planning, when I'm not rushing myself and I'm just really enjoying the process, and I find it so much more therapeutic. I don't ever want this to feel like it's not a hobby and it's not something that brings me joy. So I'm honoring my time in my craft room by just slowing down and enjoying the process. So these are those sassy quotes. You can see the sheet number at the top. Oops, well, maybe you saw it. I'll try to link it in the description of the video, as well as a link to the shop. And I'll tell you, she's got a Facebook group, a VIP Facebook group, where you can get additional codes for discounts. You can follow her PR girls. You can use their discount codes to receive 15% off of your purchases, as long as there's not another sale going on. And I'll tell you, she has gnomes, she has quotes, she has sticker books that you can put your stickers into. She has shop characters, a little planner girl, and she has Charlie, he's a little unicorn. She has lots of beautiful sticker kits. Some of them are photo and some of them are just art. I have fallen in love with several of her recent kits, and I'm anxiously awaiting an arrival, a shipment of some new kits to play around with. She does new releases regularly, so there's always something new coming to the shop. And she also does photo kits as well, so they're actual images, photograph images. And those kits don't usually come with a deco, but the kits are greatly priced for what you get. And I always have so much left over that I can create anywhere between, I'm going to say, at least 3 spreads, if not up to maybe 6 with most of the kits. There's kits for big HP, vertical, classic HP, journaling kits. There's, let's see, an EC layout kit. There's a dashboard kit, both kind of classic sized. And I like to mix and match them too, because each of them comes with a few different elements. She has monthly kits as well, and her monthly kits are phenomenal. But they all come with enough elements that you can mix and match the pieces that are in there, and they fit in any size planner. I often use the HP Classic, and I use it in my big vertical planner, and then I just mix in journaling pieces. Sometimes I mix in the academic pieces. I just have so much fun with it. I love finding different ways to use different size stickers. And I mean, it's our planner. You can do what you want with it. That's part of the big fun of being creative in your planner. So we're just finishing up with some of the dots here. And I say that loosely because it might take me just a few more minutes. They are very tiny, and I can't find my really tiny tweezers. I don't know where they went. I went to a retreat back in October, and I still am like struggling with getting everything moved, because I moved from one craft room upstairs down to a smaller craft room, and I'm still reorganizing, trying to find places to make sure that I have things accessible and I'm not tucking things away where I cannot use them. the space is so much smaller that I'm learning very creative ways to have things handy. All right, I think we're fixing to find another quote so that we can put a quote down with our other gnome. I kept this pretty simple just because I use the space. I use the space to write, and I wanted to make sure that it was really functional still for me. But I find that I get in my planners more when I decorate them, when I have something fun to look at, and when they're pretty and they speak to me. So I'm going to test this out this coming week, with this insert in the middle that gives me a little more room to write. And the great thing about this is it also gives me more room to decorate, because if y'all have watched my videos, you know that I'm a little bit of a sticker heavy gal. I love to have a very busy spread. And once I get them completed with some fancy lettering and doodles and things, I just love a full completed after the pen spread. I imagine these are going to look a little different just because it's more of a journaling spread than it is an actual planning spread. So I don't imagine I'll have as much doodling in here because I'm just really jotting my thoughts down in a quick shorthand fashion. And you will likely not see after the pins in these because, sometimes I share really personal information when I'm jotting these shorthand notes, but I do transfer some of the memories and some of the emotions and some of the feelings onto my catch-all planner, and that one you will see after the pins of. So you might get little snippets here and there of exciting things or sad things or challenging things that I might be facing or navigating through. So now we've got adulting not recommended and chaos coordinator. That is what I feel like my life has been the last 2 or 3 months. But we're moving into a new year with all kinds of new potential, and it's just such an exciting time. I'm trying to decide on some washi now. I wanted to add just a little more color and make it stand out a bit more. You'll notice underneath the quotes that I used a calliograph pen from Archer and Olive. It was the maroon color. Again, just popping some more colors onto the page because I felt like it was kind of drab with all the browns. I love browns. Not that I think browns are drab, but too many browns can kind of dull a page up. So I was like, let's add some darker red. And then I found this beautiful turquoise thin strip washi. I can't even tell you where it's from, honestly. It was probably gifted to me, and I'm trying to do a better job. I have found that if I write on the inside of my washi, there's that cardboard piece. I'm trying to write now when I get them where they came from or how I came upon them. That way when I use them, I can share with you guys where to find them. I'm really starting to fall in love with thin washi too. It's a great way to add extra color to my pages without losing functionality. So I did invest in several thin rolls during the Happy Planner sale because they had a lot of thin washi rolls on sale, like super cheap. So I invested in several of those so that I could have some more thin washi at my disposal. I got a squeaky chair. And now I'm just flipping to kind of show you what it's going to look like when I get it back in my planner. And adding some more washi on the other side, putting it in different places because I don't want it to line up exactly and look the same on every page. Let me know in the comments, are you guys washi people? Do you use it? Do you just collect it? And there is no shame in your game. If you collect washi, I have no qualms with that. I have a stash of it myself. I have to remind myself to use it. I use it a lot in photo props, but I don't use it in my spreads as often as I do as a prop. I'm trying to remember. I see a lot of people have like those tiered trays, and they put like each season or each month they swap out the washi that they put in there just so that it's handy and they use it more often. And I got a little tiered tray, but it's not like the ones you see in most planner rooms. I find that the prices of those things are rather just expensive. So I found at I don't know if it was Goodwill or at the Ark. I'm always looking for cute little things to store my planner supplies in. And I found like a little tiered metal, it's almost like a little baking tiered tray. It's not super pretty, but it is super functional. And it's actually lined with this like little plastic stuff that's got like little bubbles on it. And I was thinking the other day how great it would be to put distressed ink on that and maybe do some textured inking in the background on a planner spread. So many ideas. I need to like find a way to keep track of my ideas so that when I actually sit down to plan, they're handy. So here's just a little flip of what it's going to look like. I'll be able to journal Monday straight across and have like double box there instead of single box. And then the same on the other side. So ciao for now. Thanks for hanging out and hope to see you in the next one.